SurgiCast production for clinical surgical videos. Male urethral catheterization, OSCE steps you cannot miss. Guaranteed pass.
Hi, my name's Adam. I'm a final year medical student. Can I check your name?
It's Lewis Potter.
Great. And what's your date of birth, Lewis?
It's the 5th of the 9th, 1988.
Okay. I need to insert a catheter to monitor your urine output. This will involve me inserting a small flexible tube into your penis to reach the bladder. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be too painful. I'll insert some local anaesthetic into the penis to make the procedure as comfortable as possible. Have you ever been allergic to local anaesthetic?
No.
Okay. There'll be a member of the nursing staff present throughout to act as a chaperone. Does all of that sound okay?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Great. I'll just go and get my equipment ready. I'm going to insert some local anaesthetic now. It might sting a little bit, but it should go numb quite quickly. Now I'm going to insert the catheter. Let me know if you feel any pain. Okay, that's the end of the procedure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To complete the procedure, I would fill out all relevant documentation, making sure to note urine colour, residual urine volume, and any complications.
Hi, I'm James, one of the doctors. Could I just start by confirming your name and date of birth?
Yeah, sure. It's Lewis Potter and it's the 9th of the 5th, 86.
Great. Today, Lewis, I've been asked to insert a catheter. Have you ever had this done before?
No.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just tell you a bit about what it involves. I'll be inserting a plastic thin tube into the penis, into the bladder. It shouldn't be painful, but it might be a bit uncomfortable. To help with that, we'll use a bit of local anaesthetic jelly, which should help. Would that be okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. We'll have one of our nursing staff present throughout to act as a chaperone. Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay. Before we start, are you in any pain at all?
No.
No. Any allergies?
No.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll step outside. If you could undress from the waist down, pop yourself on the examination couch, cover yourself with a sheet, and when you're ready, I'll step back in. Okay, Lewis, I just need to clean the area before inserting the catheter. Would that be okay?
Yes, that's fine.
I'm going to insert the local anaesthetic gel now. It might sting a little, but it will help make the catheter insertion more comfortable. Okay, I'm going to insert the catheter now. If at any point you want me to stop, just let me know. Okay, great. The catheter's in. I'm just going to secure it now by inflating the balloon. If you feel any discomfort or pain, let me know straight away. Okay, Lewis, the procedure's all done. I'll remove the drapes and get you covered up.
To insert an indwelling catheter on a patient who is male, we want to have already positioned them in a supine position and done any perineal care that's necessary. So I've already done that here. So I'm going to go ahead and open my kit. I'm going to take this bag and roll it down a bit in case I need a trash bag. I like to place it up here. I'm going to go ahead and expose him while I'm setting up my sterile tray. Unstick this, and then I like to do this at a bit of an angle, so I'll do my first, and then I do my sides, and then again only pinching that outside material. I'll do the last one towards myself. I'm gonna sneak in and grab this first drape. I'm gonna only touch the outside, just pinching it gently, and put it on the bed, shiny side down. I'm going to then go ahead and put on my sterile gloves. Most kits come with sterile gloves, but I just prefer to grab my size because I know my size and it's just more comfortable for me. So I'm going to do my sterile gloves over here on the edge of the table so that I'm not, get back here, on top of my sterile field I've just created. So I'm going to grab my first glove, putting it on my dominant hand. There we go. And then with my dominant hand, grabbing my second glove and pulling that onto my non-dominant hand. All right, I'm going to just move that. All right, I can then grab my fenestrated drape and place that over this penis. And I can adjust this a bit after I finish setting up some of my tray. So I'm going to adjust this. These are the gloves that I'm not going to use. These are my simulated swab sticks, simply meaning they don't have the betadine or the coloring on them, and so they're safe for my mannequins. But in real life, these would be like a dark orange color usually. So I've opened those and prepared those for my use. This kit has a bottle of lubricant that I'm going to go ahead and open and squeeze some of that out. I'm going to take the cap off my syringe of normal saline and attach that to the balloon port on my catheter. And then I'm going to take the cover off my catheter. I want to do this pretty gently. I don't want to flick it off so that the end of the catheter goes flying and hits something outside of that sterile box. And then I did grab a syringe of lubricant just to demonstrate what that might look like if your kit comes with a lubricant syringe or your patient has a lubricant syringe ordered. Sometimes these syringes have lidocaine in them, so we'll just pretend this came in my kit because I am going to demonstrate that as well. So this is a lubricant syringe. All right, once I've done that, I'm just going to grab this tray and place it here for my use. And I'm going to go ahead and prepare the penis. So I'm going to take the penis and ideally hold it at about a 90-degree angle. It's a little difficult with these mannequins to move it quite that far because they're just really stiff, but we'll pretend we got a 90-degree angle there. If he were uncircumcised, I would need to pull down on the foreskin to expose the meatus of the penis. So I'm going to hold the penis. I'm going to do an outward loop with my first swab, my second swab, and my third swab. I'm just discarding these swabs in that bag I've already set up. Now at this point, if it's ordered and or appropriate, I would take a syringe of lubricant, which sometimes has something like lidocaine or a numbing cream in it. I would insert it into the tip of the penis, and I would inject some of that lubricant. And then I would grab the end of the catheter, which I've already lubricated when I poured the lubricant out into my box. I'm going to insert this into the tip of the penis, and I'm going to say, "Sir, could you just bear down for me?" I'm going to actually insert this all the way into the bifurcation, or the Y port, where this port splits off. So I literally go as far as the tubing allows me to go. And this is simply because the male's urethra is longer than a female's urethra. So regardless of whether I see urine in the tubing, I'm going to keep inserting it until the Y of the tube. I'm going to inflate the balloon by pressing down on my syringe. Once my balloon is inflated, I can detach that syringe, and then I will go ahead and pull on this tube gently. There we go. And I tug very gently just to make sure that it's secure and that the balloon has settled at the exit of the bladder that connects to the urethra so that no urine can leak around the balloon and come out through the penis. I want all the urine to go into the catheter. And once that's done, I simply need to attach this to the leg using some type of anchor, attach the bag to the bed below the level of the bladder, and clean up my items. And that's how you insert an indwelling catheter on a male patient. Once it's ordered to remove a catheter from my patient, all I need is a 10 milliliter syringe, and I might go ahead and grab an absorbent pad or a waterproof pad of some kind. Sometimes just the motion of removing the catheter from the urethra makes some urine trickle out. So all I need to do is expose my patient. I've already emptied the bag. I can detach it from the bed, detach the tubing from my patient, whether it's tape or an anchor. Then I simply insert my 10 milliliter syringe into the balloon port, aspirate or withdraw all of the fluid I put in. So if 10 milliliters went in, 10 milliliters needs to come out. And then I simply pull it on out. I would wrap it up, discard of all of this. If needed, I would provide perineal care after replacing, a new set of gloves, and then just position my patient so that they're comfortable. And that's how you remove a catheter.
SurgiCast. Like our videos and subscribe to our channel to be notified by our new clinical videos. SurgiCast. Effortless review, flawless surgery.